Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Katerina from Steelsoft, and today I'm going to share my experience with you. First of all, I'd like to start with some words about our company. Steelsoft is a platinum marketplace partner. We've been working with the Atlassian ecosystem already more than 12 years. And in these years, we've developed more than 20 apps. These apps are available on the Atlassian marketplace. For today, our most popular apps are Table Filter and Charts for Confluence, Awesome Graphs for Bitbucket, Handy Macros for Confluence, and Learning Management System for Confluence, courses, quizzes, and forms. All the examples I'll show you today are based on true customer experience. Our support team is always available for our customers. Thus, we find out what issues our customers have and what are the most common cases where they use Confluence tables. Some of our customers create a framework out of separate tables, which helps to structure and in some cases automate their business processes. And in this presentation, this presentation will be helpful for those who use Confluence not only just as a textual documentation site or knowledge base, but also as a tool for supporting and maintaining your internal and external business processes and exactly managing projects. One of the challenges that you may face is managing projects or part of project-related data in Excel or Google Sheets. And actually, as far as I know from the customers' interviews, moving all the data from separate tools in one place is one of the reasons to switch to Confluence. Even though Excel has lots of freedom in terms of calculations, in Confluence, you can both work with your tabular data and organize a neat and clean workspace. That is really amazing. And a short disclaimer, all the examples I'll show you today are applicable both to cloud and data center versions of the app. Our app Table Filter and Charts for Confluence has equal feature sets on both hosting types. And also you should know that it can be easily migrated without any additional actions. And today I'll show you how you can store and maintain your data in Confluence. And also it helps you to resolve most part of issues to replace your third-party tools, such as Excel or Google Sheets. Now we will consider a case with the project portfolio data. Let's start with the options of structuring and storing data in Confluence. And of course, creating a table manually is the simplest and most obvious way. Even the native tools, of course, allow you to tailor the tables according to your needs. But it works mostly for data storage. But of course, there are also plenty of options for reusing. If you keep track of each project on a separate page, you can use the page properties macro. Probably you've already heard about it, I'm not sure. If not, I will tell you a little bit or remind you about the combination of page properties and page properties report macros. So you may have plenty of data related to the project, but you can always pick the most important details and then place them inside the page properties macro. And it is cool to depict them in a report on the master page. Then you, as you can see, you can add page labels to distinguish related pages. This is, in general, a great way to organize your projects and create a report with an overview of the whole portfolio. Just a moment, sorry. After creating multiple pages with project data, we can proceed to creating a report. In this case, we use page properties report macro. We use it on the master page, and this is where we exactly use the labels, as you see now. These labels allow you to, these macros allow you to precisely pick the data you want to depict. And because here we have multiple projects in this Confluence space, we decided to break down them into two tables which contain internal and external projects. But as you already seen, that you can still visit the particular project data and get more details about this project on a particular page. And notice that page properties report outputs only one row, and it's all except table headers. And if your tables cannot be reduced to just two columns, where one column includes data and one more column includes just headers, our table excerpt and table excerpt include macros will be helpful. And you can pull out data from similarly structured tables placed on different Confluence pages and show them as a single data source. Now you see that you should wrap your table with the table excerpt macro and create a reference to your table. It needs to reuse data anywhere in Confluence. So here you can use unique or equal to all the related tables excerpt names. So it all depends on your case. To collect data from separate tables, you should use table excerpt include macro. This macro both give you the possibility to reuse data from all across Confluence. And also it allows you to share other insights about the source pages. Now we decided to only include page name, but also you can include other metadata in your table on this master page. And you should know that this data will be updated if the source page changes. And one more thing I'd like to add, that instead of a regular Confluence table, you can also use tables generated by other macros and include these macros inside the table excerpt macro. Okay, and what about if we talk about the powers of Confluence and Excel? If you are used to Excel or Google Sheets, and you can't live without a great range of formulas and functions in them, you can replace them with our cool macro, table spreadsheet macro. Now you can see it on the screen. Both its interface and functions are designed to resemble Excel as much as possible. After creating a table, you can tailor it according to your needs. You can use conditional formatting or predefined formulas for easy calculations. And now you see that data aggregation and also visualization possible. Moreover, I'd like to add that you can keep editing the spreadsheet in the view, in the full screen, and also in the minimized frame. And after all, of course, you can share your spreadsheet with your colleagues and teammates. Now, when you understand in general the principle of working the page properties report, I'd like to show you something completely new. This is our recently released macro table spreadsheet include. So often we need to make some calculations for completing different tasks. Here we have a familiar page. In this example, I will show you again. Now we know that the table spreadsheets macro exists in Confluence, and we add calculations for 3 different metrics. And would you like to have the ability to refer to the part of this table on another page, or to add a single figure of a project profitability in line to the text somewhere in your blog post? I'm thrilled to show you now how this macro help you to complete these tasks easily. And now you can see that we added the results of calculations to our page properties table. And this is table spreadsheet include macro that allows you to select a single cell or a range of cells from any spreadsheet on any page in Confluence within your instance. And in my example, you could see that we add a calculated value, a calculated field to the properties table. Now, guess what is happening now? We can collect financial data about each project on the master page. And now here you can compare your projects and further analyze them. In the page properties report, we've added labels to include the related data and see the updated report. So now let's move on the analysis. To analyze table data or build dashboards, you can reuse a table multiple types in different page sections and combine it with other macro. Again, on the page, you can see the page properties report macro, which is a source table. In general, the source may be any table you want. For example, you can use the Jira issue macro, the task report macro, or even other tables which are outputted with the help of third-party macros and apps. You can wrap the table with a table excerpt to have the ability to build multiple charts on this page. Here you can see that we inserted several table excerpt include macros inside the macros that process tables. And now I'll tell you more about the other macros. Here in this example, we wanted to keep the table with the project portfolio at the top of the page and be able to filter it. And right below, now you see we placed 2 sections which will show the aggregated source table and the visualization of the data. To combine data aggregation and visualization, we use table toolbox macro in Cloud, here in my example. And if we talk about data center, we simply drag and drop multiple macros. And in this current example, we first group data from source table to depict as a pivot table. And then we nest the pivot table macro inside the chart from table macro so that turn it all into a graph. After you save this page, you can apply filters to your table live. You can apply one filter or several filters. It all can be done at the same time. And the tables, of course, updates immediately after you apply these filters. The app automatically defines values types and suggest you relevant filters. These filters are drop-down, free text filter, number, date, or even visual one. Also, as I already mentioned, that you can interact with the charts, and it can be done in the view mode. Thus, you can get even more insights. Once you click the section on the chart, as you see now, it shows you the relevant part of the table where it is based on. And it may be helpful once you want to keep an eye on your project. One more thing I'd like to add. Even though native Confluent features cannot achieve conditional formatting or custom analysis, it is still possible, but possible with our macro table transformer. It helps you to tailor your table to your needs. It supports any case you imagine. And now let's see how it works. In this project portfolio table, we also wanted to track the process of your tasks and see how many days are left before the deadline. This would help you stay on track and keep up with the schedule. And using a customer scale query, we set a condition that calculates the number of remaining days. And also, now you see that we highlight the cell if we fall behind. In general, you can use any custom SQL query, and the list of functions which are available in our table transformer macro exists in our documentation. And with the help of this page, you can do a great number of things. And in general, I'd like to tell you that today we've learned a bit more about native Confluence tools and the macros bundles in our app. And I also want to mention that all the app's features that you could see today are available in all the hosting types, data center, cloud, and even the server. And if you are already using our app in server instance, and you are looking for the ways how to migrate now, good news. Table filter and charts can be easily migrated with the help of the migration assistant, and you do not need to do some specific actions. You do not need to do some additional steps. And I hope you are inspired now to test our product and to get more cool tools in Confluence, and also look for some new ways which will help you to up the productivity. But by the way, there is more to it. Now you can see on the screen the QR code. Please scan it as soon as possible and fill out the short form and get our cool branded gifts on the screen. We will send them directly to you, to your address. And I was really happy to present you my experience, to show you some examples which we see with our customers on the everyday basis. And for now, please feel free to ask your questions. And also on the screen, you see now our email address, which you can use to send me your cases for discussion. Thanks for your attention.